away and deny valid claims, because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Thursday, May 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 83 in hour 2 of today's show. We'll talk some New Orleans Saints news as the rookie class has their jersey numbers, and we'll talk some LSU football as well. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hour number 2 of OTB. Jake, have you opened your 18 going on 40 gifts?
No, not yet.
Did you see what's all in the bag?
No, but I will next break.
Cool.
There's nothing alive in there, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a snake.
Cool.
You got him a snake.
As you know, I am a snake bite survivor.
Yeah, exactly.
Been
so
there,
you want to
done
be
that
intimidated.
before, so not even a thing.
So it's Jake's birthday today. Everybody wish Jake a happy birthday. 18 going on 40. It's not Taylor's birthday. That's not until September 11th. Way to go, Taylor. Unbelievable.
Thank you. Pretty awesome that he knows your birthday there, Taylor. Do you know T-Bob's birthday?
Yeah. Do you know my birthday? Are you a
It
good
just
friend?
happened not long ago. No.
Oh, well.
Are you a good friend?
Okay.
Whoa, no. He knows your birthday.
Yeah, I know your birthday.
Okay.
He knows
that's
mine.
different.
It's not
though.
different.
Do you
September
know
11th,
his?
dude. Jake's May.
No, it's in
8th. I don't know what to
February
tell
there,
you.
right?
Okay,
Okay.
wow. That's actually
Yeah,
pretty
I
good.
know that.
February what?
11th.
Actually, pretty close.
And 9th.
Ninth. I don't know
Okay.
how Jake knows birthdays like this. I'm actually, I know I'm doing a bit here.
I always
because
don't
I
like-
don't
well,
know when anybody's born out.
I always hate when people are like, I know your birthday. I'm like, okay, like it's not hard to remember, you know? Like,
What do you
talking
mean?
about?
Did something happen on your birthday?
It's the 11th day of September.
what did we talk about the other day? It was like, it was the Ask the Bench question. Somebody's like, what is the worst birthday you've had? I'm like, okay, well, let's not bury the lead here, guys. I mean, I'll
Back in
skip
2001,
this one.
Moose,
I'll
Moose, when
pass
is your
on this
birthday?
one.
November the 23rd.
Okay. Thanksgiving boy.
I know a lot of
Yes, sometimes actually on Thanksgiving Day.
Little turkey man. Hell yeah, dude. I once threw a piece of turkey. My in-laws were in town. This is before kids. My in-laws were in town. They rented an Airbnb in New Orleans. And we were having Thanksgiving dinner, and I guess I had too much wine. I don't know what came over me. I just threw a piece of turkey at my wife's face. And it was the first time I'd ever met my future brother-in-law, Dragan, Serbian man. He was very confused. Very confused. I thought it was hilarious. Nobody else laughed. My wife was a bit taken aback. We had Alice. I guess my wife's actually listening. She was 10 months old. So never mind. As a young father, I was still throwing turkey at my wife's face. Look, never lose your youth, guys. Okay, that's how you stay young at heart.
What were we? What was the goal? Were we flirting?
No
Were
idea.
we-
I thought it was funny.
yeah.
You know how I get really excited for a joke in here, and you can see me like leaping to talk, like I'm like throwing up, trying to let the person finish so I get my joke in.
For what it's worth, that is pretty funny, actually.
Thank you. I thought so too.
I think that's pretty funny.
My wife texted me. We had Alice. She was 10 months old, and she was acting older than you. Not flirting. Well, you know.
Oh, and she was acting older than you.
Love you, boo.
Great line.
I'm also an idiot. Alice, shout out Alice. She lost a tooth yesterday. One of her front teeth. One of her first front tooth. But I don't know how. I thought it was her first tooth ever. I guess because like it's the first front one. I remember now that she lost her tooth. So I'm making this huge deal of it. And they're like, no, man, it's third tooth. Still though, Tooth Fairy dropped off 5 crisp singles. She's very excited. Alice, if you're listening, you look so cute with that. Something about a front tooth missing is just absolutely heart-achingly adorable.
On a kid. Yeah. I think that's a
Fair.
Look.
That might be the funniest thing you have ever said on this show. That is so true.
I'm from LP. I know some people with a front tooth missing and ain't very cute.
That
That's all I'm gonna say.
so true. That has to be one of the biggest age disparity traits or features like on earth.
If you're 8 and you have a front tooth missing, oh, that's cute. If you're 48 and have a front tooth missing, I'm gonna walk the other direction.
I mean, Yamir Yager looked pretty damn cool with a front tooth missing.
Bro, have you seen Yamir Yager's teeth lately? He's still playing hockey, and he looks like a vampire.
He's still playing
He's still
hockey?
playing professional European hockey. I saw a video. I'll try to find it during the break.
He has to be close to 60, right?
I saw a video, and
Is this at like a retirement home? This was probably shuffleboard that you saw, T-Bob.
no, bro, he's in the locker room unpadding, and he smiles, and all of his teeth are missing or sharp points. Like he's almost ground them down. It's
Okay, I was talking about like 1997.
No, the dude is a
Yamir Yager,
psycho.
But yeah, I didn't know all that.
Yes, in hockey, in that profession, a tooth missing is cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Walking down the street,
That means you're addicted to something.
See, no, again, like Yamir Yager might be the only person with a grill like that who I don't think's addicted to. He's addicted to hockey.
Yeah.
He's not addicted to drugs, though. I hope not, at least.
No, I mean, he plays a sport where literally like your teeth get knocked out all the time.
Like, bro, you're 56. Wear a mask. Give yourself over. That's too gritty to be pretty.
Yeah.
That's a literal look. No, that's not even it. That's like from like 10 years ago.
This says he was 52 in this one. Yeah. But I mean, you could see it a little bit.
Yeah, you could start to see the road he's going down. It's crazy, dude.
And also, like,
it's so insane.
Unless he's like just blown through his money, like he made a ton of money. He's still making it, I guess. If he's
No,
still playing.
I don't
It's just
think
like I know it's going to happen later. Why am I getting it fixed?
I think he just loves hockey. He loves hockey as much as Moose loves LSU baseball.
Yeah,
I would say.
Who are we talking about?
Yamir Yager.
Yager.
Do you remember Yamir Yager?
Nope.
This is before your time.
Penguins.
Wait, hold up.
Right?
Yeah,
You
great,
don't remember
great,
Yamir
great
Yager,
old school
the
NHL.
NHL player.
No,
the
but I
90s.
mean, you just entered probably the biggest blind spot for me when you brought up the NHL.
Still one of the best mullets I've ever
So, I
seen.
mean, if it's not like Wayne Gretzky or
Well, I mean,
Yager was a stud in the 90s when ESPN had their big NHL push.
Yeah.
And they had the trailing puck blaze to try to help you see it on standard definition television.
Moose, look at this guy's mullet.
Look at that. Now that's
I mean, come on now.
that's
a
really
waterfall,
strong.
dude.
Right?
I mean, that's professional sports hair.
I had
right
a,
there. That's what that is.
I don't know how I got this because I wasn't a big hockey fan growing up. I had an action figure of
Yager?
Yager. Yeah, he had the stick over his head. He had the mullet
Who
coming
was
out.
the other good penguin in his
Mario
era?
Lemieux.
Yes, Mario Lemieux. Thank you.
Lemieux, yeah.
Yeah. And then they went to Crosby and Evgeny. I know. I wish I had a rooting interest because NHL playoffs seem fun.
Lemieux,
They're fun.
Yager, Eric Lindros, Mark Messier, Wayne Gretzky's kind of like the sweet spot.
Yeah, for my only hockey fandom as a child, I had like 3 years where I really loved. I was playing a lot of the NHL video game.
It's a great game.
Great
NHL
games.
94.
NHL 94 is one of the most legendary sports video games of all time. They got really good again around like 08, 09, 2010 era. But there was some time in the early 2000s where I got really into it. And I just loved those Avalanche teams. There were Patrick Waugh in the net.
I mean, the Avalanche are pretty good.
They're
Like
good again.
currently, so-
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Bro.
I did always
speaking
kind of
of-
go the goalies too.
Yeah.
Mark Richter when 94 when the Rangers won it.
The oh my God, who is the old Devils goalie forever? Martin Brodeur.
Yeah.
Brodeur. Yeah.
Martin Brodeur. And then of course, who could forget Guy Hebert, old Ducks goalie. One time that was pretty cool. As a kid, I got to go to an Anaheim Ducks game, and the Cannon and Guy Hebert did a jersey swap.
Oh,
Yeah, they did like
that
a
is
whole
pretty
like
cool.
thing before the game. We got like, and the Mighty Ducks were big at the time, and we got like Mighty Ducks like stuffed animals. We had a Timu Solani signed hockey stick.
That's a great name, Paul.
His name's Paul
Timu
Correa.
Solani and Paul Correa. Yep, that was
Look
the
at us.
combo.
Big hockey show.
That was the combo.
His name's Timu. That's unfortunate because now they're
Yeah,
like, oh, the
yeah,
Timu
yeah.
version.
Wait,
of
was it Timo or Tay? Was it Tay?
Tamu? Maybe it's Tamu.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, I think you're right.
Either way, we're going to change it here because we don't need him associated with
Yeah, no, he's better than Timu.
Timu.
Speaking of other sports, Bing Bong, Jake, your Knicks, I mean, just hop back on, dude.
Oh, I'm back on.
Yeah,
Screw
I'm about
y'all.
to say, forget about the
I
Pelicans.
totally don't blame you. I was about to text you that last night.
Back-to-back 20-point collapses from the defending champs
Bro.
Yeah.
at home?
Yeah.
Like, I
Insanity.
just kept watching. I'm like, oh my God, like, is this going to happen again?
One
Like, they
game.
got within 8, and I'm like, Celtics, they got within 4, and I'm like, then they took the lead. And I'm like, oh my God. And then when the Celtics, I think it was 90-89 is the lead the Celtics took, and you foul Brunson there. It was Holiday, and I'm like, they're going to win this. Like, they're going to do it again?
And again, how about
Brunson's a killer.
Mikal Bridges was a beast in the fourth, but then how about back-to-back steal walk-offs from Bridges, defensive plays? That's pretty sick.
Well, so that's so
Villanova
funny
Knicks.
because
Yep.
going into
Villanova
the NBA playoffs, like I get it. The Celtics are the defending champion, and everybody said, oh, watch out for the Knicks. They created this team to beat the Celtics. And you kind of hand wave that. You're like, okay, I get it. They're the defending champs. Everybody's going to do it. But no, this is legit. Because, like, you look at the Celtics, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are their two guys. They're wings. They're small forwards, if you will.
Yeah.
So what do the Knicks do? They get the two best defensive small forwards in the league, and OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, to guard those guys. And they've shut them down for the most part in the fourth quarter. Like,
And-
this team truly is built to beat the Boston Celtics.
They don't really seem to have an answer for Cat's size either.
No.
He's just like banging around, pushing around Horford and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Al, like, my guy, how old is Al?
I don't know.
Horford?
Al Horford's up there.
He's playing in college.
Horford's
Wow.
got to be 30.
Yamir Yager of
I'm going to say
NBA.
38.
He's got to be 38.
I'm going to say 38.
Got to be 38.
Al Horford is 38.
Yeah,
There we
There you
go.
go.
Gotta be
Hey,
38.
round of applause.
Look at
Good
us,
job,
huh?
Also,
guys.
Carl Anthony Towns has to be the zestiest professional sports player that
bro.
we have, dude.
Those interviews.
Foul! He literally,
Bro,
one of the early highlights
the
last night,
TikTok
he makes an
edits.
incredible down low shot. You just hear over the foul as he's running
TikTok
back.
edits of
Yo, they're
Carl
great.
Anthony Towns are so good.
They're so good, dude.
But no, I mean, you go look at the Knicks. If they're shutting down Tatum and Brown, the Knicks are almost better at every position if they contain those two. Because Jalen Brunson, Derek White can't hang with Jalen Brunson. Like, Derek White's a fine player. They're better down low with Carl Anthony Towns. Like, if you shut down Tatum and Brown, I don't know where the Celtics are better.
God, and Tatum looked helpless on that last possession.
Oh.
The
I mean,
problem is
it was
the
a
problem
bad
is
shot, even if he got it off.
Yeah. He was forced out. He tried to get in the paint. He was forced out.
Yeah. It's a fun game.
And it was
Fun game to
right
watch.
after
I
that
think
crazy coast-to-coast dunk that he had, too, which was actually really sick.
I'll have to like fact check exactly what the stat was, but something like no road team in back-to-back games has ever come back from 20 points down to win the game, regular or postseason.
No. NBA's got a little juice right now.
Yeah, because the
Playoffs have
Pacers,
been
we were
good.
talking about the Pacers.
Well, and as someone who has constantly complained about the new style of the NBA, it's actually been a pretty old school playoffs. Look at the scores.
Low scores.
A lot of 90s, a lot of physicality, a lot
was
of
it the
defense.
Warriors? The Warriors won like 91-85 the other day.
Yeah.
Against the Timberwolves.
And look at last
Like,
night, 91-90. And it
Yeah.
was a physical game,
Yeah.
like banging around. Hell yeah, dude. Love it.
Yeah, the
refs
nightcap
let
got
them play.
the nightcap got out of hand. The
Well, yeah.
Thunder pulled away from the Nuggets.
Yeah.
It was like
Thunder had to
140,
make up
but-
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but to your point, for the most part, it has been a little throwback to. I mean, the Pacers Cavs series is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think the Cavs still will have something to say. You know, I know that they, at home they lost both games, but if they can get healthy,
Bro.
that series is going to be great.
So one of my favorite things to do is to go look at Knicks fans celebrating these wins because they're just insane. If they win at home, oh my God, dude, it's gonna be it's I don't know, we won't be able to play it on the show.
Like Knicks fans that certainly like live in New York, like they take it on the chin all the time
Yeah.
for being Knicks fans and from Boston fans and just other fan bases.
It's been a long, tough road to hoe these last 20 years for the Knicks.
Yeah.
what I appreciate is their fan base. Like, you're a battered fan base. Like, I was expecting the Knicks fans to be like victory lapping and everything. They're all like super cautious. They're like, oh, this ain't over. This ain't over. Like Knicks fans. Like, they're super cautious. They don't want to get their heart broken again. I'm like, that's how you know it's a battered fan base.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, you've kind of won these games in such absurd ways that it still feels like if we were going, if you just, this would actually be a great stat to look up. So they've played 96 minutes. How many minutes have the Celtics led versus how many minutes have the Knicks led? It's probably like 94-2.
I bet it. Yeah, I bet it is.
But what did you hear after the game one collapse from the Celtics? Oh, that's not going to happen again. Everybody in the national media, that's not going to happen again. I mean, literally the exact same thing happened. And I get it. Ime Udoka is a good coach. I'm sorry, Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah.
Joe Mazzulla. He's a good coach, but like at some point you have to change your strategy. When you're up 20, stop shooting these.
Well,
these
yeah, that was the
contested
game
threes.
one problem.
Stop.
But they tried in game 2.
They went 10 for 40 from 3.
Yeah, I know, but that's a far cry from 15
I
to
get
60.
it, but like
they tried to
you gotta
adjust.
chill out. For example, the Knicks trailed most of that game. They shot 31 threes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of a nice old school pushback against the modern idea that every NBA game just comes down to who makes more threes. The playoffs have been better for that they're fighting against that.
I mean, it's some point you have to stop shooting these threes. I get that's what got you here, but it's not working. You've had 20-point collapses 2 games in a row because the Knicks are like, just let them shoot. You have to stop doing that.
The other part of this is, man, we didn't talk about it, but the Halliburton ending to game 2 was unreal.
We
missing the free throw, did we?
He missed the first one,
going for the kill shot, and he missed it in an interesting way. Didn't go off the back iron. He did a little awkward floater just off the front,
Grabbed
where
it.
like it kind of screwed up the timing. Turner tips it to him, and then he calls game. Crazy. So good on the NBA.
Yeah, and Nookie brings it up, and I did forget about it, although I saw it last night.
I've not seen this.
Paul Pierce, have you not seen his guarantee?
No.
He basically, he just went all in. Like, there's no way the Celtics are going to lose this game. Like, I'll show up in a bathrobe and no socks or shoes, barefooted. Like, said something about dinosaurs. Like, it was wild. We need to play it. We need to find it and play it there because hopefully Paul
get on
will
it right
actually
now so we can get it
live
before
up to,
break.
Live up to what he said he was going to do if the Celtics didn't win the game. And what the spread was crazy last night, too. It was double digit.
Which is just.
And it looked like it was right for a long time until the end. Again, true and utter collapse. We got it? All right, let's see what Paul Pierce had to say. I have not seen this.
Confident are you?
Celtics.
Next tonight.
What's up, Joey?
The Celtics lose game 2 at home. I promise you, Joe. I'm walking here tomorrow. I'm walking here.
Why you gotta do that?
Wait a minute. I'm walking here 15 miles. I'm walking here
I don't know. Keith, this is your friend.
in my robe.
Get your friends.
No shoes on.
Somebody's saving.
Bare feet.
No.
If what?
If the Celtics lose tonight. I'm walking.
Paul, not tonight.
I'm telling you right now.
Take the serious.
No, I'm taking this serious.
Not tonight.
No, we ain't that. No.
In a row.
Ain't no way. In a row, barefoot.
So you getting up at 5 in the morning?
I'm be up at 3.
Right here, though.
You better be.
Right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm walking. Yeah. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? Gotta walk, homie.
I guarantee this one. Put the house on this game.
No.
Oh, no. Paulie.
Forget what
Also, like showing up to
something about
work
dinosaurs
in a
afterwards,
bathrobe
too.
barefoot, like it's really
After
not that bad of a
walking
punishment.
15 miles.
Well, yeah, that's the worst part. He ain't doing that. He
That
ain't doing
reminds me
that.
of my-
Paul ain't doing that. He ain't about it.
Worst Mardi Gras walk of shame that I'm very happy took place in a more pre-internet age. But in college one time, I soiled my tuxedo. And the next morning, I had to walk over a mile back to my hotel in a bathrobe with tux shoes on and nothing else underneath.
Was it windy that day?
No, it was not, but just
Okay.
a brutal walk. And everybody laughing at me, pointing at me. It was one of the top 5 most shameful moments of my life.
Vegas this year, you were.
That was another one.
No shirt.
Yep. No shoes.
No shoes.
A teal tank top that was 2 sizes too small.
At first, you didn't have that, right?
And a scandalous little bathing
Oh,
suit.
your bathing suit's a 2-inch inseam.
When I looked up at the party, yes, I had nothing but the bathing suit.
Yeah.
Fanny pack shoes, my LSU basketball jersey. No idea what happened to that. Never got it back.
We walked to the party together.
Yeah.
He left in a different situation than I did.
But we made it.
Yeah.
We made it. Yeah. And then LSU lost to USC because, of course,
God, I have I've never dreaded doing a show like I did that morning. Because it was like whatever time in the desert it was, we had to get up.
Oh my God!
I was calling the game, so I had to be there late and had to walk back, and all these USC fans, and it happened again. Just wanted to open up the show and just sit there for 3 hours.
Nobody gets us 6 times in a row, though, guys. Nobody. Draw the line at 5.
Oh my God, 5 straight.
Right. Go Tigers. All right, when we get back here on OTB, we'll do a quick segment. Then we got Jay Johnson coming up at 8:30. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. You got any plumbing problems? Well, Central Plumbing's got your back, okay? They've been fixing pipes for 50 years. So you're not going to hit them with a problem that they don't know how to solve. You go to Central Plumbing, you get flat rate pricing, you get licensed, bonded, and insured employees that they send you information about ahead of time that you can trust, and you get great warranty once the work is done. They also have 24/7 emergency service. They got a massive fleet ready to go. And if you're thinking about a good gift idea, maybe like a bathroom remodel, tankless water heater, it's all there at Central Plumbing.
225-925-8552. Weekends, holidays, game days, does not matter what time it is. If you have an emergency, they're going to be there for you, not only in Central. Right? Certainly they can help you there, but it is the entire greater Baton Rouge area. If you have that emergency, that is the number to call. You go to the website, centralplumbing.org, see what they can do for you in the remodel game, at your home, at your business, big, small, everywhere in between. They have got you covered. centralplumbing.org.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Bottle full of bud, my mind wouldn't be. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. What did I have? I had
shout out to 50 Cent.
Shout out 50. I had something I wanted
big
to.
Big things in Shreveport.
Oh, shout out to the Elite Training Academy, which if you have not been by yet, of course that is Jake's project, but it's right there off of Burbank. They have an incredible indoor, incredible weight room. The Oshner Physical Therapy Center is insane. It's a walk-in ortho clinic. So I was there for my shoulder, and they've been helping. Still remains aft, but they've been helping. But I went and got a workout in, and what a wonderful slice of Louisiana life where I get in a great workout, feel good, and Donnie, who is y'all's, is that the operations manager or what the building manager?
Yeah, Donnie is the fixer.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever we need.
Former Marine, badass, but Donnie, I guess, cooks on Wednesday. And she's like, yeah, after you come work out, come eat. And my God, again, what a Louisiana treat. I walked into it. I had no idea this was on the docket for the day. I was going to eat cold spaghetti for lunch, which I do love.
You do love cold spaghetti.
I love cold spaghetti. I can't wait. Caitlin, if you're still listening, do not freaking throw away that spaghetti. But I walked into crawfish etouffee, homemade potato salad, everything homemade, but crawfish etouffee, potato salad, and corn mac choux, and it was so good. Like some of the best that I've ever had. I ended up taking down 2 full plates, but I was just struck by what a wonderful culture that we live in, that on a random Wednesday you could walk into this incredible homemade meal out of nowhere.
Yeah, he throws it down. And every time I go in there, like, and it is on a Wednesday, it's like, oh man, everybody's at work today.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, yeah, because everybody wants Donnie's cooking.
They do. Since you did mention Elite, registration for our flag football
let's go.
is open. It opened up the other day. We're 3 days in now. That's going to run through July 25th, so don't miss out. The season kicks off. We're going to have a jamboree on August the 5th, followed by games every Tuesday and Thursday night starting August the 12th. You can sign up at Elite Training academybr.com. Call 225-308-6017. We're going to have, all ages, right? We're going to have 7U, 9U, 11U, 13U. I mean, you name it, we're going to have it. So all my teams are moving over there. And if you want to play football in an actual football field, go sign up at EliteTrainingAcademyBR.com.
The facilities are crazy, guys. It's unlike anything in Baton Rouge. And, they got cold tubs, hot tubs, sauna. It's pretty wild. Really, really, really cool setup over there at Elite. Go check it out. Okay, so we got Jay Johnson coming up next. Real quick, though, shout out to LSU softball. Blanking the Mississippi State Bulldogs last night, 5-0. Jordan Heebner doing what Jordan Heebner does. Those are 5th shutout of the season. Number 10, LSU beats number 17, Mississippi State. They're now in the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament. And, well, big one today. They got those Oklahoma Sooners, best team in land, the number 1 seed, coming up right when we get off air at 10 a.m. So you want some early LSU sports to engage in right when we go off air, flip over and go watch this LSU softball team do battle with the Sooners. Should be a ton of fun there.
10 a.m. is
10 a.m. is wild. I know. I texted Coach Serena this morning, and then I'm looking up the first pitch, and I was like, oh, my God, I'm sorry. Never mind.
We did that every year. To be
yeah,
fair.
that's true.
Every year we reach out, and she's like, actually, you got a game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Not used to having games during OTB.
No.
Just not something we're used to.
No.
I remember, like, first really NFL game that was early because I only played, like, 2 at LSU. It was like a noon kick, and I'm like, what do we do here?
Yeah.
we play games at night.
App State, 10:30 a.m. Legendary.
Oh, I remember watching that one.
Legendary.
I was out in California.
Oh, yeah, because you were done. That was a year after you.
I woke up early to see that one. I could feel the humidity through the TV.
Highlight of the game, a young PP getting in on a tackle. Not to brag. It's pretty intense. It felt so good.
We're in 53?
I think so at the time.
Yeah.
Or maybe 49. Could have been 49.
I bet it was 49.
All right, when we get back, let's talk to Coach Jay Johnson here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Go to Pelican Roofing, guys. If you need a roof, you need to go with South Louisiana's most trusted roofing experts, and that's pelicanroof.com. That's the website, and they got the instant quote tool where you can use satellite imagery to get a ballpark, or you can get in touch with them. They'll get out to your home. They'll let you know. Like, there's a bunch of different ways that they are there to serve you. And service, and customer service especially, is how they have managed to amass over 500 5-star reviews from their services. This one's from Steven. As a first-time homeowner, I never had to deal with damage from a hurricane before. I ran into Dakota, and he walked me through the process with ease. He went above and beyond to provide some of the best service, hands down. The few people I did have to speak to were very professional and understanding with the situation we were in after the storm. Pelican Roofing gets 5 stars from me, and then for the amazing service, Dakota's the man as well. Shout out Pelican Roof. PelicanRoof.com. Sorry, Jake.
That's all right.
I took up the whole thing.
I love Pelican Roof.
We love Pelican.
Lafayette.
You will
Baton
too.
Rouge.
Yep.
Let's do it at pelicanroof.com.
PelicanRoof.com.
Welcome to the 7th ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. It is Thursday, and that means that we are once again blessed by the presence of your LSU head baseball coach, Coach Jay Johnson. Join us to break down the big weekend upcoming, and the box going to be electric. Coach, what's going on, man? How we doing here on this Thursday?
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're doing really well. We're going to look back. We're going to look forward. We're going to do everything. But first, what's the hype level out right now? Does it have a little bit of a feeling of kind of the calm before the storm, right? High leverage, Hogs coming in hot, coming into the box, 2 of the best teams in the entire country. How are the boys feeling here on this Thursday?
Yeah, it's been good. I'm happy to see the sun is up this morning.
Yeah,
That's
true.
the first thing. So, looking forward to getting on the field today. We're also in the middle of finals, so they're wrapping that up.
Nice.
We gave them a little extra time off with the Tuesday night game getting rained out. Had a really good, productive day yesterday. Excited for the prep today. Been knee-deep into Arkansas from a coaching staff perspective, and they're ready to roll. Our home crowd has done a great job this year with rain and weird start times and all that, and we're going to need all of it this weekend. So looking forward to a great weekend.
And, Coach, speaking of great weekends, the performance by Anthony Ianson last weekend. And it stinks, right? Because when Cade had his unreal complete game, he was on a Thursday. And so it got to be the sole focused. Unfortunately, Anthony coming out kind of in the middle of the weekend there, maybe didn't get we tried to give him as much love as we could. So I want to revisit it here because, again, what a masterful job of high leverage pitching where your team has to have it, and he puts him on his back and he gets it done. A very efficient, complete game, 1 run, 3 hits. And you look up, and Ianson is just someone, Coach said, is like, just continued to get better as the season has gone on. It seems like every weekend he gets better. What's been the kind of key behind that growth that you're seeing out of him?
Well, the first part's the person. He's a phenomenal human being, phenomenal competitor. And then I give him a lot of credit. He's getting better as we're going in the season. He gets better as games go along. You mentioned we had some really efficient innings in the middle of the game, which allowed him to extend. And, probably right around after Texas, we made a couple adjustments with him. Give Coach Yeski, Jamie Tutko a lot of credit for that. And he's just gone out and executed it. And super proud of him for that. He's one of those guys, man. And unless you're in the trenches of knowing what this thing really is, which that's nobody outside of the the staff.
Yeah.
As you're going through recruiting in this new era in the portal, it's like, all right, this is the guy we have to get. Like, this is going to tip the season to where you're talking about this Arkansas series and what's ahead of us, being high leverage and exciting. And, for him to visit the schools that he did, pick LSU and our program, and then go out and deliver the way that he has been awesome. And I'm super proud of him.
Coach, one thing I wanted to ask you about, because this series obviously is a big one, just like, they all are certainly in the SEC, but, we're football guys. And so when you have a big game, it's like, okay, you get up there, you give the pregame speech before the game, because that's what it is. It's one single game. It's not a series. So for you, like, having this big series, having 3 games, like, how do you approach, like, maybe tomorrow when you're getting out there? Like, is it a different approach? Do you do the same thing kind of 3 times to get them fired up, ready to go? Like, how do you handle maybe, what I'm saying, that one speech, that one talk that we all see in locker rooms?
Yeah, that's a good question. And put a lot of time and effort and energy into that to try to, meet the team where they are and what we have ahead of us. And, it could be one theme, for the weekend that you kind of segue off of, or it could be something different every day. I will tell you, it's probably a little more challenging in a 56-game schedule than it is an 11 or 12-game football schedule. But I do my best with that, and we've had some fun with that this year. And usually the guys have responded in a really good fashion. Really what it will come down to once the game starts is execution, and we're playing a good team. They make it hard on you to execute, so our guys got to stay in the right frame of mind and compete against a really good pitching staff and a really good lineup. But, I admire the consistency of how these guys have gone about their work, prepare for games, and competed. And we have a lot of really good baseball ahead of us because of that. And this weekend is certainly one of those.
And, in this conference, especially, Coach, what goes around kind of comes around, right? And here you have the miraculous Tennessee moment, and then it's immediately followed with A&M having a bit of their own miraculous sort of moment. When you're on the wrong side of that exchange, what's the toughest part of flushing that?
Yeah, I'm not worried about the guys flushing it. Like, first off, it happened 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And maybe you guys remember being 19, 20, 21. The good thing about young people is they actually move on pretty quickly.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sticks with Coach Johnson a little bit longer. But, no, I think, when you go through this, like, to put it in context, like, for 30 league games, like 18 of those, while we have played them, have been teams that have been ranked 12 or better in the RPI at the time that we've played them. We're playing, I think, our 3rd or 4th team that has been ranked number 1 in the country this year in our league schedule. And therefore, you can't get caught up in the past. You can't get caught up too far down the road. I know it's super boring. You guys think I'm a California hippie or something, but to stay in the moment, execute your plan type of thing is the only way to do it. And we got some things we got to get better at right now. So, I mean, yesterday it was like grind day and in the best way possible.
Yeah.
2 or 3 guys at a time, recommitting to approach, and getting some swings back on track so that we can, play the team we need to play them. And it was a good day, but that's how we have to choose to go about it. I think the good news is if you can kind of survive, and I hate using that word, but if you can kind of survive this stretch, we'll head into postseason baseball with nothing we have not seen. And you're probably just relining up the teams you went through to get where you ultimately, and we ultimately want to go, which is Omaha and win a national championship.
Coach, every SEC team brings their own challenges, and, you really don't ever get a chance to breathe in the SEC. That is what it is. What about this Arkansas team, though? Like, and I know you've been breaking down film, watching film all week long, probably Sunday of last week. And so when you watch them on tape, when you see the way that they play, see kind of some of the series they've played over the last couple of weeks, what can LSU fans expect in the box?
Yeah, they're probably the most complete team of all these teams in terms of offense, defense, pitching. They've always tended to play defense really well. They've always tended to pitch really well. And that's definitely the case this time. Just like I talked about with Anthony, their pitcher tomorrow, Zach Root, that was kind of the guy they had to get, to have this rotation as formidable as it is and push some really good high-end arms to the bullpen. So the pitching is good, the defense is good, and they hammer mistakes. Whether it's fastball or hanging breaking ball, they hammer them. And again, I'm going off of most of my review was off of last weekend against Texas. But they've been through a couple weekends like we've been through, where they've lost a couple and but they're playing well. I think they're probably the favorite to win the national championship right now in terms of the completeness of their team. I love that we're at home and really excited for the weekend. This is college baseball this weekend. I think maybe because they haven't won a national championship, people don't talk about them as much, but they've probably been the most consistent program in the SEC over the past 10 years. And so this is awesome, and we're really excited about this weekend.
I can already feel my adrenaline. It's like I can't imagine I can because I remember going through it, but it's challenging to try to kind of stay low and kind of save it for the right time. Speaking of the right time, though, Coach, we were talking about this earlier in the show. One of the hallmarks of your tenure here in Baton Rouge has been getting the team peaking at the right time. And there's a real art to that. And just now you talked about yesterday, grindy practice, recommitting to approach. When you have some guys that are maybe personally slumping a little bit, what do you do? What are the actions or strategies you engage in to try to get better and be playing your best baseball this late in the year when you've already played so much?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And sometimes I think I appreciate you saying that, and I'll certainly take credit for it, but it's like sometimes it's a little misleading, and it's a little misleading only because of the competition being so stiff week in and week out. I don't think you can survive this nowadays without a few bumps. I mean, Texas was number one, had lost one game in a month and got completely annihilated by Arkansas last weekend. They completely dominated them. And in our league in baseball, that's going to happen. But something I've always reverted to is my job is to keep our players right in the head. If I can do that, then it gives them a chance to play their best in these highest leverage situations. And, that's why, over my career, we've had really good success, I believe, in the postseason and, late in the season. Now, with that being said, it really all comes down to execution, and you can't execute unless you're in the right frame of mind. So for me, it's mindset. We work on it 365 days a year. And, there's some of that obviously going right now. And kind of what I look at is that's the same for everybody in the SEC. And unless you're doing this and, playing 3 teams in a row that have been ranked number one at some point during the season, you don't get it, So you have to stay right in the head, and we're looking forward. And to answer your question from earlier, in the locker room at A&M, it was like, hey man, I'm proud of this effort today. We busted our ass in that game. We didn't hit, but the pitchers did a great job. I thought the coaching staff did a great job in that game, and we were maneuvering and hustling and getting it to the point where we were about to win a series on the road against a team that's really talented that, we didn't even play our best, and that would have been a tremendous accomplishment. So it's like, hey, let's pack up this bus. Let's get on the road, eyes up, take care of finals, and turn our focus to next week. And so it's really just trying to keep them all about what's right in front of them.
And tomorrow night, the Hogs right in front of them, 6:30 p.m. in the box, going to be electric all weekend long. If you're going to be one of those make it be loud, make it hard on Arkansas, and we look forward to another great series. Coach, thank you so much for making time with us. I know you're incredibly busy. Thank you for dealing with my last minute text to have you come on. You were the best. Coach, by the way, guess what? It's Jake's 40th birthday today.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob, happy birthday, man.
Yeah, how about
I appreciate
it,
that, Coach. Yeah.
I have one question. Could you still get 100 yards on 20 carries in the NFL today?
Ooh. All right, Coach. The best I can give you, I can pick up a 4th and 1.
Yeah, that's it, baby. Definitely still got that.
Well, I believe you. Sometimes Stephen Milam will come up with this thing, and he'll say, hey, could I get 3 yards against Oklahoma? And I tell him no every time.
Hey, Monster, I love you too, bud, but no.
No, I don't know, dude. No, maybe he kind of hides behind the line a little bit, squeaks through. I don't know, dude.
No, I don't know, Coach. I'm with
you. Coach, thank you so much,
Appreciate
man.
you.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
All right, Coach Jay Johnson, legend, LSU head baseball coach.
I give it a try.
I love
now.
that from Milam, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I love that attitude.
I do too. I try. I don't know if I could.
What was the most rushing yard you ever had in a college or NFL game?
Ooh, college might have been like Arkansas 07 or SEC championship game in 07 maybe.
How many? Do you remember how many yards?
Like 120.
My guess 125.
Hell yeah, dude.
Actually, let's find out. It would have been your senior year.
I'll look
right?
up the NFL. I'm not sure.
I ran for over 100 yards at 10 years old one time.
I did that a couple of times at 10 years old.
Wishbone fullback. Watch out now. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour 2 of OTB. Well, let's close it out.
Off the bench.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com is the website. Look, if you're in the market for a new vehicle or a used vehicle, you get a Toyota certified used vehicle where you still get a great price, but you also get warranty on it still, right? So it makes that ownership portion easier where you bring it in to get service. A lot of times you don't have to open your wallet. Maybe you want to lease. Maybe you want to rent for a summer vacay, something along those lines. It's all there at All-Star. Located at Airline in Goodwood, very convenient. Also, the Body Shop Service Center open to all makes and models. You mentioned OTB, you get $250 towards that deductible. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Go to the website today and remember, let's see. Oh, I should know the day. It's May 8th. You've got a couple. I looked at my watch. It's so bad. You've got a couple of weeks left before summer vacation. Go ahead and reserve that rental. Need something bigger. You're going to the beach. You're going to a big baseball, softball, volleyball tournament. You got extra gear. Well, they've got something for you in that rental department. Per day rental prices. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Welcome back in. OTB. Tay did the research. It was Arkansas game 126.
126.
Because I had one. You said 121.
121 against Tennessee, but 126 against Arkansas.
Tennessee. And one day, I'll forgive my 2004 brethren, Early Doucette, for not lining up on the line of scrimmage in that game for that rail route. Because if we scored that, we run away with the game. Momentum is all on our side.
It's a hell of a thing.
And then got deflated. Here comes the three-headed monster that Arkansas had.
Yeah. Hillis, McFadden, and Felix.
The Hillis third down.
Right?
Hillis, McFadden, and Jones.
Yeah. Felix. Yeah. I don't know why. I was...
What a trio that was. Right?
Quarterback?
Yeah. Quarterback, hold on. Let me think. It's after Matt Jones.
Funny enough, he wasn't part of the.
But it's before Ryan Mallett.
It's before Mallett, because you went Mallett to Tyler Wilson, so this was before.
I'm surprised by this.
I am too.
Why don't I remember the quarterback?
Short last name.
Zach Root.
Casey Dick.
It's Casey Dick.
Casey Dick. Wow, I mean, God.
Like, how did you not
I don't know. Me of all people.
I could see
That's crazy because I would have never pulled Casey Dick, actually. Like, I don't even remember him being an Arkansas quarterback.
Number 11.
That's how impressive the three in the backfield were.
For you not to pull Casey Dick is surprising.
Tell you what, though.
There it is.
You love to pull Casey Dick.
I know. I completely forgot
They
about
didn't
him.
throw it
I
a
pulled him out
ton,
of my
but
brain.
I mean, they had Marcus Monk at receiver on that team. Like Marcus play a little bit too.
Yo. If they had a quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like Monk could play.
Yeah.
What happened, Houston?
Oh, boy.
Chris Houston played a little bit of receiver for him.
No, they were good.
Yeah.
If they had a quarterback, but it's just like you can only win so many games, even with one of the best running backs in SEC history, McFadden. Like, if you can't throw a forward pass.
I don't know, though. I mean, I remember at the time being a big fan of the Dick Nutt coaching quarterback combination.
Yeah.
It was one of the more memorable in the SEC.
Starting to come back to you now. You're like, oh, yeah.
Now I remember, yeah.
Shout out Houston Nutt. You saw him at the coach's the coach's golf tournament the other day?
I did.
He looks good. I don't know if I've ever played a more disastrous football team than the Houston Nutt Ole Miss team of 2011. I think that's a team where maybe it had already been fired or the fire was like they did not want to play. And I heard stories that they were just like not practicing, like barely showing up. Like the
was when
program had
y'all nailed it
completely
with like 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I was at that game in Oxford, and Ron Brooks was it the first play or the second play? Pick six to the house.
Yeah.
This Ole Miss fan just like comes walking down the stairs like his girlfriend on like piggyback, and he's just like, "All right, bleep this. Let's just go home."
Let's get out of here.
I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be a great night here."
Forever, the most legendary moment in that game will be Zach Mettenberger coming in, finally gets a PT, and he's just supposed to hand the ball off. And he just kept it on his own. He just didn't hand it off and decided to run his own naked boot and got down to the one.
And then that's when the kneel happened.
That's when the kneel.
Yeah.
It was about 5 minutes to go.
The ultimate disrespect. So good.
I was watching Bustin' with the Boys, and Taylor Lewan was talking about it. Mariota was on the show, and he's like, "Man, I'm not gonna lie. When they drafted you, I was pissed. Met was my boy. I wanted Met to be the quarterback, and all of a sudden they draft this guy. He's like, and then I saw you throw 3 passes. I go, what about Met?"
Yeah, they used to be boys. I don't know if they're boys anymore. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, they were really tight.
Zach Stout, that was a quarterback. I couldn't remember his name. Zach Stout was the Ole Miss quarterback.
God, dude, Taylor Lewan is good looking.
When?
Too, huh?
2011.
Blow up.
Yeah,
Huge blow up from his playing.
Zach
days.
Stout, 17 yards passing against you guys.
Wait, that was their quarterback?
Yeah.
He started that game?
Zach Stout started. Barry Brunetti.
These are fake names.
I remember Brunetti.
Don't worry, Brunetti lit it up.
These aren't real.
Brunetti lit it up.
Casey Dick is real, but these are not.
He
real.
doubled. He doubled the starter.
There's only
Barry
one
Brunetti,
Ole Miss
30
quarterback I
yards.
care about, and it was Jeremiah Masoli. Outside of that, I don't know.
That was the next year, I think.
That was the previous year.
Yeah,
It was 2010, yeah.
All right. Hour 3, Ribs the Studio. Happy 40th, Jake. Coming up next.
Off the bench.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McCurdy, injury attorney's there for you when you need somebody who's going to fight for you. And when you need them, unfortunately, it's not a situation you want to be in, right? You've gotten in an accident. Something's happened. And you're trying to get what you deserve. And yet here you have these big companies who have more resources than you. They say, no, we're not going to do that. They try to lean on you. Well, get somebody to advocate on your behalf. Get somebody who's going to fight for you. Get Gordon. 888-8888 or go to getgordon.com. Also follow him on social media at getgordon. Gordon McCurdy.
Yeah, when you go to the social media pages, you'll see what they're doing throughout the communities here in Louisiana, all throughout the state, top to bottom. And if you're trying to get in contact with them, it's your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.